everybody? It's your boy Sammy One Thumb, you know what I'm saying? Well, I just couldn't think about what reaction to do today. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on here where I'm at right now. As you've seen those pictures that I just shared with you guys, that's some pictures I took today um, on my route. Crazy route. I mean, today was just insane. Okay, ice everywhere. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody here in Oklahoma and also Northwest Texas, you know what I mean, is safe up in the Panhandle around Amarillo. You know what I mean? These ice storms we get, and they said this is worse than the '07 ice storm. So in 2007 we had a pretty dang bad ice storm. You know, it's weird that it's an ice storm and it's October. That's what's crazy about this. You know what I mean? So there's ice everywhere, tree limbs everywhere, trees are falling apart. 290,000 people are without power right now, and that's actually, well, sorry, that's 290,000 customers, so that's 290,000 homes, and those homes can have 5, 4, 2, 3 people in those homes. Fires, I guess, from fireplaces and also electrical lines are as well happening. It's just crazy. You know, it's October 27th, and we are having an ice storm. It started yesterday, and then it just continued on to today, and the ice really it froze overnight and into this morning. It just kept raining and sleeting and misting all day, and it's when we have that little mist that it really gets bad, because that mist just, it don't drip a whole lot, and it's so cold, it's coming down so soft that it freezes on the trees. And part of the reason why the trees are falling down and breaking apart everywhere I go, I mean, it's insane. It's because the leaves. Usually, these types of things happen after the leaves fall off the trees, after fall. So it's pretty crazy, you know what I mean? So since it just began, fall just began, and the leaves haven't barely fallen off yet. Only a few trees started turning for the leaves to actually fall off. So with the leaves being on the trees, all that weight of that ice sticking to the leaves is not just the branches anymore, it's the leaves as well. It's adding on so much extra weight to these trees, and I'm talking about seeing giant trees that have been standing for a long time and strong are falling down. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I could have took a bunch more pictures, but I was in traffic, so it's kind of hard. You got to keep moving, you know. I didn't have time to take a lot, but I've seen a lot. I mean, complete trees split in the middle like this. You know what I mean? Power lines literally dangling by trees because the top of the tree is literally like this. I mean, the weight is so strong, it's literally bending the whole tree down. It's insane. I mean, little tiny trees just breaking in half because it can't handle the pressure of the weight. It's crazy. You know, Oklahoma has some serious crazy weather. You know, we got tornadoes, we get snowstorms here and there, but we always get ice storms. We may not get a lot of snow, but we sure do get a lot of ice, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? Tornadoes, I mean, come on, earthquakes. We get it all. The one thing we don't have, which is what I tell a lot of people, you know, we get, tornadoes, high wind speeds, record-breaking wind speeds. We get ice storms, snowstorms, earthquakes. The only thing we're missing now really is a volcano. You know, I'm not going to include a hurricane because a tornado is basically the same thing. You know what I mean? High wind speeds, if not more devastating. You know what I mean? Because when it hits a house, it destroys a house. You know what I mean? Now, a hurricane covers a big area with a lot of rain, a lot of wind, flooding. You know what I mean? But a tornado is a little drill that just goes through and just destroys homes and destroys places. I lived and if you're curious, look it up. May 3rd, 1999. I was 13 years old. I just turned 13. Because my birthday is April 30th. And so, sure enough, I'm out riding my bike, chilling, hanging out with some friends, and the weather's getting bad. I'm used to it. I'm a Okie. I'm used to it. And I hear, a lot of thunder. I'm seeing a lot of lightning. It's getting pretty bad. I mean, you just tell, when it's getting really, kind of sketchy, where you gotta call it in, call it quits. Like, okay, it's getting a little too bad out here for me. And so I go home. It was about 7 o'clock, and Gary England is on the news, and he's talking about this tornado that's coming, towards Del City. That's where I was living at the time, Del City, Oklahoma, and it was coming. And he said by 7:15 it should hit Del City, and I was like, huh. I was like, whatever. We hear this stuff all the time. It's not a big deal. He was talking about it was breaking up a little bit, so it looked like there might have been a chance. And so about 7:13, power goes out, and we're sitting there. My mom's roommate, she goes to the bathroom to get the candles, get all that stuff prepped and ready. And you hear it. It's so powerful. The sound, so strong. It sounded like a jet engine. It's like literally a jet engine flying close. And it's getting louder and louder. And then Deborah, that was her name, my mom's roommate, yells from the bathroom, paraphrasing, "It's in our fucking backyard." I mean, that's how it was like that. It was that big. It's still the world record holding tornado. It was massive. It's huge. It was so big that you couldn't see the bottom of it. It was just one big giant mile wide tornado. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And so we go to our spot, which was nothing really. If that tornado would have hit us, we're goners. We all knew it. We were in a hallway, and this hallway was a mattress, just a queen size or king size bed, and we just put it over us like that, and we all just pretty much put our heads between our knees and kissed our asses goodbye. And it just getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And so then it turned. I mean, it was already kind of turning, you know what I mean? But it started going away, the sound, It was so powerful. It was just a block away. It was literally a block away from our house. It was shaking everything. It was crazy. Scariest moment of my life. Pretty much, I faced death, and when you face something like that, you face death like that, it really changes your life. It really changes your perspective on things. And so right as it passed by, of course, I got to see it. What almost just killed me, I got to see it. So I run outside, and I go to look at it, and the only thing I could see is this big, giant, just again, it's so big you couldn't really tell what you're even looking at. It's just so massive. And sure enough, my mom grabbed me like in the cartoons, how they had that cane when they're up on stage and they yank them off the stage, you know what I mean, like that. That's what this was like. She was like, yanked me back inside, called me an idiot for trying to go outside and look at it because debris was still flying in the air. Surprisingly, we didn't get much debris at all. But literally just a block away, we got neighborhoods gone, demolished. You know what I mean? My brother dug a bowling ball out of my grandma's yard that was embedded like that. I mean, crazy. So, the Oklahoma weather here is crazy. And to live here, to go through it, like we all say, if you don't like the weather, just give it 5 minutes. It'll change. And that's what it does. The weather here is bipolar. You know what I mean? She don't know what she wants. She just does whatever she does. And that's it. That's what I say. I started saying that a few years ago. Oklahoma's bipolar. Straight up. So the ice storm today and yesterday. Now we're waiting on round 3. We are one of the lucky few that have power still. It's amazing. I mean, a lot of brownouts here and there, but we still have power. And I'll still go to work tomorrow. We'll see how productive I can be. You know, with all these trees everywhere, it's hard to navigate through these city streets with all these trees, you know what I mean, falling down. I mean, trunks as wide as your body. I mean, crazy. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about tonight, you know what I mean. Oklahoma weather, ice storm, October 27th, 2020. Straight crazy. Never, I mean, it's snowed in October before. It snowed in November. It snowed in February, even April. Nah, I've never seen an ice storm in October. You know what I mean? At least not anything substantial. You know, maybe some sleet. You know what I mean? But no, this right here is something else. This is 07 times 2. That's what this is. The ice isn't as bad as 07 because the trees were just, in the roads and everything was solid from in 2007. But the amount of damage this is causing is way worse than 07. Even though the roads ain't sticking, it's not slippery, you know what I mean, really, besides bridges. It's bad. I mean, it's a sight to be seen. And what I was telling my wife, I was driving down a side street, and I was like, you know, I called her and I was like, you know, out of all this destruction, there's always beauty, because you see the trees and how they look with all the ice on them, and the way they shine, and the way they glisten with the ice on it. You know what I mean? The way they look, it's just beautiful. But at the same time, it's chaos. Sometimes that's what life is. Life is a beautiful, chaotic mess that we all live in, and it's a joy to be part of the chaos. You know what I mean? That could be so beautiful. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to show those pictures with you guys, kind of talk about my stories a little bit. That's it, you know what I mean? Y'all write down in the comments below if you guys are here in Oklahoma and you got power. Write down below what you guys have seen. If you guys have ever experienced tornadoes, volcanoes, earthquakes, you know what I mean? Tell me your story. You know what I'm saying? Write down in the comments below, and let's share stories. You know what I'm saying? Whew, man, it's crazy. It's cold outside, so for everybody who doesn't have power, be safe. You know what I mean? I hope you have a generator. They're hard to come by. I swear, you can't find them nowhere. When something like this happens, they're gone. I need to buy one. I do not have a generator. And every year I tell myself I'm going to buy one, I'm going to buy one, I'm going to buy one. We're always pretty lucky, and our power never goes out, you know. But yeah, this year definitely I got to buy one. Got to get one for sure. Just to at least run the fridge and a couple of heaters, you know what I mean? Because more often than not, power goes out during the winter time because of this right here. It's not even winter. You know, Oklahoma skips fall these days. It goes straight from summer to winter, winter to summer. I mean, man, Oklahoma, make up your mind. You know what I'm saying? You're killing me. Also, power goes out during tornado season. You know what I mean? So between April and June, I mean, power goes out then too. A lot of thunderstorms, a lot of high winds, a lot of hail, a lot of things that cause a lot of damage as well too. So power goes out with that as well. So it's good to have a generator. So hope people are safe. I hope everybody is doing well. Nobody's getting hurt, you know what I mean, out there. Be careful walking under these trees, because you could just hear them. You could literally go outside. I could probably take my camera and my phone out right now and show you the trees, and you could probably hear some crackling. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do right now. Hold on, we're gonna do this. All right, so we're outside. Now here's a tree across the street right here. I don't know if nobody can see this. I don't know if I can turn my light or not while I'm recording. This thing is massive, and then it has fallen down like that. See what I'm saying? Look at that. Crazy. Straight crazy. That off. And then I'll show you the bushes here. You know what I'm saying? Straight crazy. See, get close to it. Oh my god, I slipped right into the ground just now. But yeah, see all that ice on there. It's literally, ow. The leaves are hard as a rock. See, look at all that. Look at all that. Just look at that. I mean, you can't really move it. The whole bush moves together. And this is my backyard. As you can see, all the trees are falling down back here as well. I'm not doing much justice in my camera here, but you can see that. All them trees. Look at all that. All ice. It's covered. That branch is always way up there. Look at all the ice on the ground right here. I mean, all ice. Here. You can see. Up there. I'm kind of nervous to stay with this tree on. So you hear that? Listen. All that weight. All that ice. It's straight crazy. That's a big one right there. Isn't that wind picking up? Woo! I'm just nervous. See that crackle? Straight insane. Yeah, look at all that. I have some ideas for all this though. I'm gonna take some of these and make some canes out of them. You know what I mean? Straight crazy. And you're supposed to grab it. You just hear it. It's like glass. I mean, look at that all over it. It's like solid. See, it's insane. All right, you guys. Whew, that's bright. I hope you guys are safe. Be safe out there. Careful walking underneath trees because, like I said, you can hear it crackling and they keep falling. Like, it's insane. So, brought you guys to my next one. You know what I'm saying?